The food that you're eating today is the result of a lot of hard work, and that hard work came from people, and it came from soil fertility, but it also came from these unsung heroes that we call pollinators. And you probably know that pollinators are vitally important for food production. In fact, about 2/3 of the food that you eat, 2 out of every 3 bites, comes from food that has been pollinated by a pollinator. Pollinator populations are in decline across our globe, largely because of anthropogenic activity. That means human activities, and really habitat loss and fragmentation are some of the biggest drivers. And that's happening in the fastest rates in some of these places, like the Treasure Valley, at what we call the urban and rural interface, where farms and communities and suburbs start to come together. The good news is there's a lot of burgeoning research that suggests that we can make a huge difference for pollinators in this urban and rural interface. And in fact, when done correctly, installing habitats in subdivisions and in development can actually benefit pollinator populations beyond what's possible in agricultural settings. And so here at CWI, that's what we're doing. We're creating spaces for pollinators, like a native plant garden that's at our Nampa campus building, like this milkweed garden that is an experimental research garden for milkweed, so we can figure out how to best repopulate areas of milkweed for monarch butterflies who rely on this plant.
So I'm standing here in the campus garden. It's in its 3rd year of production, and this really addresses the need to feed our students. So the very first thing that it does is it addresses the reality that 40% of our students experience some form of food insecurity. So we harvest vegetables usually 2 or 3 times a week here in the campus garden, and then we give all of those vegetables to our students. And I can say just last week we've started weighing the produce, and we put out just over 300 pounds of vegetables, and within a matter of a few days it was completely gone. So it's awesome to see students having access to fresh produce that's more nutritious, that's grown, how many feet from the campus building, that they can then take home and prepare meals for their family. It's also awesome to bring my students out here in all of the classes that I teach. Just this week I brought my Quid You Are What You Eat students out, and they were able to see the variety of vegetables that we grow in the garden, to see this is how a tomato grows, this is what onions look like in the ground, and then actually harvest it. So they each got a bag and were able to walk around the garden, visit all of the different annuals and perennials that we have out here, see all the bees, the butterflies, understand how the pollinators play a role in that. We talk a lot about soil health and the importance that nutritious soil has to vegetables and just garden areas in general. And so it's a really great teaching tool as well for my students.